Hey there. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Ask Amy. Happy November. So, I have a question today from Jess, who heard me in another video talk about how thoughts and feelings are the same thing, that they're two sides, two sides of one coin, that we can't separate, to my knowledge, we can't separate thought and feeling. Like they're kind of a package deal. They come together. We feel our thinking, right? They're one energy. And Jess very astutely picked up on this and said, "Wait a minute, that refutes like a big chunk of the CBT paradigm, cognitive behavioral therapy paradigm that says, I guess, and let me just say right off the bat, I'm no CBT expert at all, but which I guess I've gathered says that thoughts create feelings, which create action. And even if CBT doesn't say that, I know a lot of stuff does. So I feel confident saying that there's lots of people out there talking about how thoughts create feelings, create action or behavior, and that it is this linear one creates the other sort of thing. So, what's up with that? Jess wants to know. So, here's the thing. Like I don't know the research enough to know what's been researched, but I don't know if these models have actually in some way scientifically tested to be able to see that something we measure as thought shows up and it is followed by something we measure as feeling. I don't think they have. I think that, and if they have, I mean, I just don't think they have. I was going to say it's a matter of milliseconds, but I don't think they have, and I could be wrong about that. So my understanding is that these models that say this causes this are really just descriptive models. It doesn't mean they're scientifically, biologically accurate necessarily. They may be, they may not be. But they're descriptive models that describe something that is helpful in the description of it. So that's great. Now, if you think about something like CBT, and again, I shouldn't even be saying this about CBT. I'm not really. I'm just saying about these descriptive models like this in general. I think a lot of the goal is to change things. Like, I think it's probably fair to say that the goal of cognitive behavioral therapy is to change your cognitive so that you can change your behavior and your actions, right? It's to step in and make a change. It's to manipulate things. And in order to know what to change, we kind of have to create a model of what causes what. Now, again, whether that model is biologically, neurologically, scientifically accurate, probably not, but either way, it kind of doesn't matter. It's like the model is what has the power. So there's this model that this causes this. In our case, thoughts cause feelings, cause actions. And that gives us some sense of like, oh, okay, now I see what I can do. I can change my thoughts. If I change my thoughts, my feelings will change. If my feelings change, my actions will change. It's a very, I don't mean this in a negative way, but a very manipulative kind of thing. It's designed to manipulate something so that we get a different outcome, right? So that's fine. That is what it is. But that's not at all what I'm interested in. And that's not at all what I was talking about a few weeks ago when you heard me talk about thought and feeling being one thing. So our mind does a similar thing. Our mind, human thought, creates models of the world, of life, in the same way that perhaps scientists create models like CBT. Our mind is always talking about this came first, that came second. This caused this, then that caused that, right? There's always I podcast about this, if this, then that. Now, when you really look, there's not a lot of accuracy in that a lot of the time. There just isn't. It just, how do we know? How would our mind know what caused what? It's our mind talking to us, telling us that something made it say or feel or do the thing it said or felt or did. Like, we don't know that. Our mind doesn't know that. How would it know? But this is what a mind does. It's what a brain does. It's constantly looking for an if this then that kind of relationship, a causal relationship, because it wants to run your life. Your mind wants to run your life. It wants to make all your choices or tell you that it's making all your choices. It has a certain agenda for you. Your brain wants to just keep you alive. There's all kinds of control kind of baked in, just how thought, ego, mind, all of that talks and how it works. So it's an interesting parallel to draw and to see that a model like CBT also wants to kind of control things and change things for you. Wonderful. A model or a machine like our mind is also making the same kinds of models for the exact same reason, so that it knows what to manipulate. If I push this, that's going to happen. If I change this, then that's likely to happen. Now, again, let me remind you that the accuracy of this is a different question. Different question. The benefit of this predictive descriptive model kind of thing is that it gives us a sense of control. It shows us something that we may manipulate that may or may not lead to something else manipulated and different. That's fine. That's one whole thing that minds do, right? CBT is one thing that people who like minds, like psychologists, might create and do and play with. Wonderful. Totally, absolutely, completely different than what I'm talking about. So I'm not like when we get into these description or these models that either our mind creates or that CBT psychologists create or whatever, we're taking this oneness of life, and we're chopping it up. And we're chopping it up finer and finer and finer, and making more and more buckets, and putting a ton of judgment on it all. Like, I like this one, I don't like that one. Come to CBT, I'll make sure you don't feel this feeling anymore so that you don't do that behavior anymore. All very well meaning, right? But it's a lot of separation. It's a lot of buckets. All of those buckets have a lot of backstory and made up meaning and interpretation and all kinds of stuff behind it. And then the whole thing is swallowed by this giant agenda of, here's me and how I want to feel, and here are all the things I need to do to ensure that I feel the way I want to feel. Not without some benefits, but a very relatively shallow, relatively short-lived, usually very effortful way of living. If you're all about, like, I need to pull the right lever so I can feel the way that my mind says I want to feel, you are going to run into problems all over the place. If you pull the right lever and you get a nice feeling and you say, yay, I did it, it's going to end soon. Like, that is not a long-lasting thing. You didn't actually see anything. Nothing truly changed for you. You just sort of did the right thing. Now, I'm not saying that in a lot of CBT things don't eventually change. I'm sure they do. You have insights along the way. You see, you just see, because we're designed for it. So for sure you have insights along the way. You see things along the way. But rather than making these models and pulling these levers and trying to make things go a certain way that our mind says they should go, there's another way that doesn't take so much effort, that is far deeper, that is simply seeing the nature of things. So I can't see how thought and feeling can be separated. I don't know what measures that. Like, how would they be separated? It looks like something somebody created to see it differently, which is fine, because it does. It allows you to call them these two different things. But at the end of the day, every single thing in life is one thing. It's all one. It's not all 100 billion. It's all one. So when we move toward this oneness, when we see it's all one energy, it's all one thing, thought, feeling, behavior, they move through us, and they are not who we are. And they're always in motion. And it's just our, even now I'm putting them into buckets with my labels for sure. But to keep it bigger and say something like, yeah, like this is psychology, this is our experience, it's not who and what we are. It keeps it in this bigger, simpler, leaning more toward oneness way of seeing things. There's nothing to manipulate, because why would I manipulate? It's all coming and going. It's all one thing. It's all changing completely on its own. And it's not me. It's not leaving a mark. It's not hurting me. I can feel anything. I can have any thought show up. I can have any feeling show up. I can do all kinds of actions in life, and they're done. And in the next moment, I'm right here in a brand new, fresh moment. I don't have to carry everything with me. I don't need to build a model and make it work. I don't need to carry the past or future with me. Now, I have a mind. We all have minds that will do that, but we don't need it. It's just what a mind does. So to hang out in this, like what a mind does with linear and back and forth and if this, then that, again, you're just going to get a different, I don't know, it's just a really different way to live than it is to start to see that that's happening, and then you expand around it. Then it's like, oh, look at my mind playing out its stories. Okay, I'm back here. Like, do what you need to do, brain. That's not me, and I don't need to get involved in that. It's going from this to this. And that's just a illustration too that has a ton of limits, but it's I don't know, I hope you can get a feel for that, Jess. It's just a different way, a totally different way that, in my experience, this manipulative way runs into limits and problems really, really quickly. You get what you want, then you don't get what you want. Now what? Okay, now I better pull some more levers and do some more thought work and change some more feelings, and then what? Now I'm exhausted and that didn't work either. Or yay, it did work. Oh, wait a minute. Now I have to do it again. Next time I want something, like it's a different way. And again, if it works for you, if it's working for you, beautiful. Have at it. In my experience, I tried to manipulate things for so long that I completely exhausted myself, and it didn't work. So I wanted to look deeper, and then that's just kind of what I'm pointing to here. So whether it's actually two things, one thing, it kind of doesn't matter. That's not really even the point. The point is what's your goal here? Like if your goal is to find something to manipulate, you better slice things up, call them names, and create a model around it. If your point is to feel into the oneness of life and not need to manipulate and kind of see the nature of things in a deeper way, then you might want to look toward the oneness of things rather than the separateness of things. I hope that's helpful, Jess, and everyone listening. No disrespect, again, to anything that anyone does. If you do something, you like it, you practice it, it works for you, beautiful. Keep doing it. Everything probably has its limits at some point, and that's beautiful too, right? Like we'll hit a ceiling with something, and then you just want to maybe see a little bit deeper. So thanks for sending your question. Send your questions to AskAmy at thelittleschoolofbigchange.com, and I'm here every Monday speaking to them. So thanks, everyone. Have a great week. I'll see you next Monday.